So in today's video, we're going to be discussing the brand new Neural Quad Cortex, and we're going to be talking about some of the key features and whether this product's actually going to be worth it, or is it just getting caught up in the hype. Hey, what's up? I hope you're having a fantastic day and welcome back to another video. Now, recently we've been doing a lot of videos discussing all of the October music gear announcements, and it's looking like November is going to be an absolutely insane month for music technology releases. And one of the most popular videos that you all seem to enjoy the most was actually on the Boss GT1000 Core, a guitar processing unit. I took you through everything you need to know, what's new and what's different about that new release from Boss. Now, I thought we would do something very similar for another guitar processing unit, and this time it's going to be for the Quad Cortex. Now, I have been excited for the Neural Quad Cortex ever since Winter NAMM 2020, way back in January. And it literally feels like it's been 5 years since I was excited in January, all the way through to November in 2020. It's been a very crazy time indeed, but we're literally almost there. We're about 30 days away from the release of the Neural Quad Cortex at the end of November 2020. So let's talk about it. Now, the coolest thing about the Neural Quad Cortex is the fact it's kind of the greatest hit album of all of the other guitar processing units combined. It takes the best bits of the Line 6 Helix units, it takes the best bits of the Headrush units with that 7-inch touchscreen and a super intuitive user interface. And also, it takes the Kemper Profiler's huge unique selling point, which is obviously the profiling capability of the Kemper, where you can take your real-life amplifier, capture it, digitalize it within the head, and then just take it wherever you want. Well, this is now called Neural Capture within the Quad Cortex, and it goes to the next level. So yes, you can capture your amplifier, but you can also capture your guitar pedals. So this is really cool. You can plug in your pedals and you could then capture those via Neural Capture and turn them into effects blocks, and you could theoretically almost capture your entire pedal board and then combine that with a variety of different amp sounds with the Neural Quad Cortex. Insane feature, and I think it's really, really interesting. Now, the Neural Quad Cortex is going to be shipping with 50 amps, 70 effects, and 1000 IRs, which is absolutely insane. Just to put it into perspective, the Boss GT1000 has a maximum of 16 IRs, and the fact that this comes with 1000 out of the box is crazy. And as they say on the website, this is the most expansive collection of IRs on the planet. Nothing comes close in this guitar processing world. Now, with these impulse responses is going to come some crazy cab sim customization. Now, for the first time ever inside of a guitar processing unit, we are going to have the ability to adjust virtual microphones. So just like you would in a traditional studio, you would move the microphone around the room until you get the desired sound. We can now do this with the Quad Cortex. We can move these virtual microphones in relation to the IRs and the cab sims in order to manipulate the sound. Very similar to the feature found inside of Logic Pro X if you've ever used the stock guitar amp plugin on that software. Now, something that concerns me about the Quad Cortex is actually the lack of detail on the specifications of the unit. Now, with the Boss GT1000 Core, Boss made it apparent that that unit outputs at 32 bits. So you're going to have some insane quality with the Boss GT1000 Core. It's going to be studio grade. It's going to be very crispy. However, I've been struggling with the Quad Cortex to find the specification of the output quality. Is it going to be 16-bit WAV, 24-bit WAV, 32-bit WAV? I cannot find that specification anywhere on the internet. Now, I'm going to assume via the USB cable, it's probably going to be 32-bit, studio grade quality, use it with the USB in the studio. But what's the actual quality via the outputs on the back of the unit? That's something that I'd like to know. If you know, let me know in the comment section down below. Now, it's really interesting how the Quad Cortex is maximizing its functionality considering how small the actual footprint of the unit is. Now, there's going to be 3 modes we can run the Quad Cortex in. We've got preset mode, scene mode, and we also have stomp mode. Now, inside of stomp mode, it's going to work like a traditional guitar pedal board. So the foot switches on the front of the unit will turn guitar pedals on and off, whether that be overdrives, delays, all those types of things you find on a normal guitar pedal board. But in scene mode, this is where it starts to get a little bit clever, and it starts to make your workflow a lot more economical. Now, inside of scene mode, you're going to be able to trigger multiple commands off a single foot switch press. So for example, you could click a foot switch and you could turn multiple delays, reverbs, different effects on, as well as maybe switch amps, for example. Now with preset mode, this is where it starts to get very, very fascinating because we can combine preset mode with setlist and gig view. Now setlist and gig view allows you to organize and categorize your performances and patches. So for example, you could organize them in genre, you could organize them in the show's setlist, or you could organize them by date for when you use them, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, whatever types of shows you frequently do. Now, when you're in preset mode, the foot switches on the quad Cortex will become preset buttons. So for example, foot switch A will recall preset A, B will recall preset B, C, D, etc. And then you also have a total of 32 banks. So within each bank are 8 presets, and then you have 32 banks, which you're gonna have so many different options to set up your presets within. Now, there are some really unique features on the Neural Quad Cortex that have got me really, really excited. The first one's actually the fact that we can run 4 simultaneous amplifiers at once. So you could boot up 4 different amps, you could stack them, do whatever you want, and you can use them at the exact same time, which far outperforms the Kemper Profiler that only allows you to use 1 amplifier at once. The other thing that's quite interesting is actually the Wi-Fi integration and the mobile app that they have created. Now, with the Kemper Profiler, which I currently have, obviously there is Rig Manager that's available on the computer. So you can plug the Kemper Profiler into your computer via a USB cable, and you can start customizing all of your patches with the software, which is a nice experience. But for me, I very rarely use it because I literally cannot be bothered plugging my Kemper Profiler into Rig Manager and then messing around booting up Rig Manager. It's just very, very tedious, and it takes longer than just creating the preset on the Kemper head. Well, the cool thing is the Neural Quad Cortex has a mobile app that you can connect to via Wi-Fi. So you can use the application on your mobile device, customize your presets, back it up, do whatever you want to do via Wi-Fi. So there's no cables required whatsoever. And this is also the same for the software that's available on the computer that allows you to be a little bit more advanced with the styles of things you can actually tweak. So that's really exciting and also very modern and fresh, utilizing the mobile app and also the Wi-Fi integration. Overall, I'm still pretty excited about the Neural Quad Cortex. I think it has matched all of the expectations that were set way back in January at NAMM 2020. Now, currently I do have the Bosch GT1000 Core on pre-order, and it should be arriving with me between the next 1 to 2 weeks. So be sure to like and subscribe so you can see all the coverage of that guitar processing unit, and also turn the notification bell to on so you can see my Quad Cortex coverage as soon as I get my hands on the pedal. Let me know if you've got any questions or what type of videos you would like to see. But as always, I've been Ben Rowlands. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.